25. The scholarship theft. You worked 2 jobs so sibling could study. They partied and failed. Before we begin, tell me where you're listening from. What city or country is holding you right now? I read every comment, and it reminds me we're not alone in these stories. Now take a breath, and let me tell you this story. I worked 2 jobs for 3 years so my brother could go to university. I waited tables until midnight and stocked shelves before dawn. I wore the same 3 outfits. I ate rice and beans. Every extra cent went into an account with his name on it for his books, his tuition, his dream. I handed him the bank card at his high school graduation, my heart swollen with pride. This is for your future, I said. Make it count. 3 years later, I heard the laughter at a family barbecue. My uncle clapping my brother on the back. This guy, the life of the party. I hear stories about your legendary weekends at the Sigma house. The account was empty, drained. My 3 years of labor, my sacrificed youth, my faith, spent on a 4-year vacation I never got to take. This is the scholarship theft. Brutal opening hook. I worked 2 jobs for 3 years so my brother could go to university. I waited tables until midnight and stocked shelves before dawn. I wore the same 3 outfits. I ate rice and beans. Every extra cent went into an account with his name on it for his books, his tuition, his dream. I handed him the bank card at his high school graduation, my heart swollen with pride. This is for your future, I said. Make it count. He hugged me, his eyes wet. I won't let you down, he whispered. 3 years later, at a family barbecue, I heard the laughter, my uncle clapping my brother on the back. This guy, the life of the party. I hear stories about your legendary weekends at the Sigma house. My brother, grinning, shrugged. You only live once, right? I felt the ground tilt. The Sigma house, the most expensive party-hard fraternity on campus. I pulled him aside, my voice a low tremor. Your grades? Are you on track to graduate? He avoided my eyes, swigging his beer. School's intense. I'm figuring it out. But the connections, sis, you wouldn't believe the networking. I checked the bank statement the next day. The account was empty, not just low, drained. The transactions were a map of his deception. Fraternity dues, bar tabs, resort weekends, fancy sneakers, a deposit on a sports car. My 3 years of labor, my sacrificed youth. My faith, spent on a 4-year vacation I never got to take. This is the scholarship theft. And if you think sacrifice is the ultimate proof of love, you haven't seen it become the funding for their frivolity. The betrayal doesn't begin with the empty bank account. It begins in the sacred space of your sacrifice. You make the offer, not out of obligation, but from a deep, aching love. You see their potential, bright and fragile. You see the barriers in their way, financial, circumstantial. You plant yourself in front of them. I will be your bridge, you say. Walk over me. You translate your time into money, for your sleep into security, your own dreams into a holding pattern. Your life becomes a math equation. If I work X extra hours, that covers Y credits. You find a grim pride in your exhaustion. Each ache is a brick in their better future. You endure the polite pity. You're so good to him. He's lucky to have you. You shrug it off. They don't understand. This isn't charity. It's an investment in family, in love, in a shared victory you will celebrate together at their graduation. You live for the updates, the sporadic texts. Got an A on the midterm. You frame that text in your mind. It fuels you through another double shift. You imagine them in the library under a lamp studying hard. The image is your sustenance. Then the cracks appear. They're always too busy to video call. Their social media starts telling a different story. Blurry photos from clubs, posing with a new phone, tagged at beach parties during midterms week. A cold seed of doubt sprouts in your gut, but you water it with excuses. They need to blow off steam. Everyone deserves fun. I'm being paranoid. You ask gently, how are you really managing the studying and everything? It's great. It's a lot, but I'm handling it. Don't worry, but you do worry. The withdrawals from the account get larger, more frequent. The reasons vaguer. Lab fees, new software, a mandatory study retreat. The hook is the dissonance, the stark, screaming contrast between the life you are living, the grind, the denial, and the life they are broadcasting, the leisure, the consumption. You are funding both, but only experiencing one. Then the confrontation. Sometimes it's the failing grades alert. Sometimes it's the bank's overdraft notice. Sometimes it's a slipped confession from a cousin. You stand there, the evidence in your shaking hands, and you present it to them. They don't crumble in guilt. They get defensive, angry. You wanted to help. I never asked you to be a martyr. I was under so much pressure. I needed to have a life too. It's just money. You'll make more. You're good at that. They recast your profound sacrifice as a voluntary burden, an unsolicited gift they were free to misuse. They didn't just waste your money, they invalidated the very essence of your sacrifice, the love, the hope, the trust. The betrayal is the realization that the future you were building for them was a prison in their eyes. They saw your bridge not as a passage to freedom, but as an open tab to fund their escape from responsibility. Worse, they often accuse you of controlling them. You just wanted to hold it over my head. They twist your generosity into manipulation. So your greatest gift becomes your alleged crime. The hook isn't the loss of money, it's the vandalism of your faith. It's the proof that the hours you bled, the years you deferred, the quiet prayers you whispered for their success were not just unappreciated, but used as kindling for their bonfire of indifference. You gave them the compound interest of your life, and they withdrew it all in a single night of stupidity. The unraveling is the silent collapse of every family dynamic, every personal boundary, and your own self-worth. First, your family becomes a courtroom. Parents, aunts, siblings take sides. You should have checked on him more versus how could he be so selfish? Your pain is put on trial. You are either a negligent overseer or a vindictive bookkeeper. The person who wronged you becomes the pitiful defendant, and you are cast as the harsh creditor. The family fractures, and you are left holding the broken pieces and the empty ledger. Your relationship with money becomes pathological. You feel a physical nausea when spending on yourself. A coffee feels like a betrayal of your own sacrifice. Yet, a deep resentment boils every time you pay a bill because your income is still cleaning up the mess. You are simultaneously a miser and a patsy. Future generosity dies. When another family member needs help, you freeze. Your instinct to help is now tangled with wires of fear and bitterness. You hear yourself saying no to someone who might genuinely deserve it, and you hate the hardened person you've become. The emotional debt they owe you poisons every interaction. They show up for Christmas with a cheap thoughtless gift. You want to scream, "This cost you $20. I gave you $40,000 and my youth." Normal conversation feels like a lie. How do you ask about their job, their life, when you know the foundation of it was built on the wreckage of your labor? They rewrite history. In family lore, the story softens. It was a tough time for him. He made some mistakes, but he learned. Your sacrifice is minimized to a minor plot point in his coming-of-age story. Your 3-year ordeal becomes his rough semester. Your own dreams feel ghostly and distant. That degree you postponed, that business idea, that down payment for your own home, they recede further, shrouded in the fog of what might have been. The most painful theft is of time, and you can never get it back. The most corrosive part, the erosion of your own narrative. You thought you were the loyal sibling, the unsung hero. Now you wonder, was I a fool, a pushover? Did my help actually enable his weakness? You question your own judgment, your own motives. Was my love actually pride? Was my sacrifice actually a need to be needed? The unraveling ends with a profound isolation. You sit in the life you built for two, but only one occupies it. You are surrounded by the echoes of your own exhaustion and the silence where gratitude was supposed to be. The account is closed, but the interest is still accruing. In bitterness, in grief, in a weary understanding that some debts are never repaid, they are just carried. The awakening doesn't come when you see the bank balance. That's the shock. The awakening comes later, in a moment of mundane clarity. For you, it's at your second job. You're cleaning the break room at 1 a.m., wiping crumbs from a table where you'll never sit because you don't get a break. Your back aches. Your feet are numb. You're scrubbing a coffee stain and you think, this stain is newer than the shoes I'm wearing. And in that fluorescent hum, you see a flyer crumpled in the trash. It's for the community college, the one you wanted to attend for graphic design, the one you postponed indefinitely. You fish it out, smooth it on the table. The start dates, the course fees, the total for a single semester is less than one of his fraternity's social dues line items. A calm, cold wave washes over you. This was never about the money. This is about the fundamental imbalance in the economy of respect. You operate in an economy of sacrifice, endurance, and delayed gratification. He operates in an economy of entitlement, instant fulfillment, and borrowed time. Your sweat was a sacred investment in his future. To him, it was an unlimited line of credit for his present. The awakening is the serene, devastating understanding that you have been worshiping at the altar of a God who doesn't exist. The God of family debt or sibling obligation. Enough, you whisper, placing the cleaned flyer in your pocket. You are done bankrupting your future for someone who treats it as their petty cash. Done offering your life as collateral for a loan they never intended to repay. You don't feel rage at your brother. You feel a vast, quiet pity. You will no longer invest your time in ventures that have already been declared insolvent by their sole beneficiary. From now on, your capital, your time, your labor, your love will be invested in a sovereign fund, you. The fight back begins not with a lawsuit, but with a quiet internal audit. You are dissolving the one-sided partnership. The fight back is a strategic, permanent shift from being a funder to being a founder of your own life. Phase 1, the financial and emotional lockdown. The full accounting. You prepare a final cold statement, not to send to him, but for yourself. Total amount gifted, total hours worked. List the things you denied yourself. This is not to dwell, but to formally acknowledge the cost and file it away as a paid in full lesson. The absolute financial severance is: you close all joint accounts or remove access. You declare to yourself and to him the financial support is over permanently. No more loans, no covering bills. If he fails, he faces the consequences. This is the first act of real respect you can show him, treating him as an adult. The moratorium on savior discussions. You refuse to engage in family meetings where his poor choices are presented as your next problem to solve. Your new mantra: I am not a solution for that problem. Phase 2, the reparations to self, the tuition transfer. You immediately open a new savings account titled My Future. You take even a tiny symbolic amount from your paycheck and auto deposit it. You are now your own scholarship student. Invest in your own education skill. You enroll in that single community college class. You buy that online course. You invest directly in your own earning potential and joy. Every class is a reclamation. Experience what you funded. You take the money you would have spent on his birthday and use it for a modest experience you were denied. A dinner out, a massage, a weekend trip. You practice receiving the fruits of your own labor. Phase 3, the new family economy protocol. The gift, not grant rule. For all family, gifts have hard, low limits. $50 for birthdays, $100 for Christmas. No strings, but also no significant impact on your finances. It is a token, not an investment. The show me the plan boundary. If anyone ever asks for serious financial help again, the answer is a calm, I need to see a written budget and repayment plan. The sheer formality of it will filter out all but the most serious, respectful requests. Become a boring bank. You cultivate a persona of financial unavailability. My money is all tied up in my own retirement, education, house fund. You are no longer the interesting liquid asset in the family. Phase 4, the emotional restructuring. Reframe the sacrifice. You consciously change the story. Instead of I was robbed, you practice thinking I paid a steep but definitive price to learn exactly who I am dealing with and who I need to become. The money bought an invaluable lesson. Grieve, then enshrine. You allow yourself to grieve the lost years, the lost trust. Then you ritualize its end. Write a letter and burn it. Delete the banking app. Create a visual reminder of your new goal. Mark the end of the old economy. Practice detached love. You learn to love your sibling from a distance of non-involvement. You can wish him well without writing a check. You can have a relationship where his poor choices are his own weather and you are no longer his umbrella. The fight back is won. Not when he apologizes or repays, he likely won't. But when you can hear about his latest crisis, feel a flicker of the old urge to fix it and instead say, I'm sure you'll figure it out, with genuine calm. Your peace is no longer tied to his stability. Your vault is closed and you hold the only key. You do not emerge less generous. You emerge as a strategic investor of the self. Your resources are now a carefully managed portfolio for your own life's mission. Your transformation is from martyr to architect. You are no longer building for others on shifting sand. You are pouring the foundation for your own fortress. From this, you draft the Sovereign Self Accord. Accord Clause 1, the self-funding first mandate. Your first and primary financial obligation is to your own future stability and growth. This includes an emergency fund, retirement, and a dream fund. You are the priority beneficiary of your labor. Everyone else is a discretionary line item. Accord Clause 2, the no sacrifice without sovereignty rule. You will never again sacrifice a core personal need, sleep, health, financial security, education, for someone else's want. True help lifts both parties. Martyrdom drains one to float the other. Accord Clause 3, the transparency and accountability requirement. Any significant financial help offered to an adult must be contingent on their full transparency, grades, budgets, and clear written accountability. Repayment plan, progress reports. If they balk, the answer is automatically no. You are not a charity. You are a potential stakeholder in a serious venture. Accord Clause 4, the love is not a line of credit doctrine. You permanently decouple love from financial subsidy. You express love through time, attention, and emotional support. Money is a separate, rare, and contractual language. This protects the relationship from the poison of resentment. Accord Clause 5, become a financial realist. You study basic finance, where you learn about the time value of money, compound interest, and opportunity cost. You understand that the $40,000 you gave away wasn't just $40,000. It was the $400,000 it could have become in your retirement. This knowledge armors you against emotional appeals. Accord Clause 6, the restitution to self ritual. Every year, on the anniversary of the awakening, you make a tangible investment in yourself equal to a symbolic percentage of what was lost. A course, a savings deposit, a piece of art for your home. You are reclaiming your compound interest 1 year at a time. Accord Clause 7, sovereignty over guilt. This is the core law. Your desire to help is a virtue. Another's entitlement to your help is a vice. You are not responsible for funding the consequences of other adults' choices. Your guilt is a ghost. Stop feeding it. Let it fade in the sunlight of your new, purposeful life. The final transformation. You're no longer bitter about the stolen scholarship. You are empowered by the self-education it forced upon you. The scholarship theft didn't make you heartless. It made you the CEO of your own destiny. You lost a savings account. You gained the priceless asset of unshakable personal sovereignty. Go and build your own future with the bricks they discarded. Let your success be quiet, dignified, and entirely your own. Those who cheered for you when you were sacrificing for them will reveal their true character by how they cheer for you now as you sacrifice for yourself. Build your fortress. Let the drawbridge down only for those who respect the sovereignty within. So tell me, what do you think? Was she right to choose herself, or did she go too far? I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts. If this story touched you, please like this video so others can find it too. Share your own story or just the name of your city in the comments below. We have so many more stories of courage and difficult choices waiting for you on this channel. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until then, remember, your energy is your currency. Spend it where the investment is you.